What's going on, guys? So in this video, I'm going to be going over how to write better hooks that make you a lot more money. Now, what exactly is a hook? I consider the hook to be about the first 5 to 7 seconds of a video ad. It's what you say at the beginning of the ad that's going to grab their attention, get them to keep watching, and get them invested in actually watching your ad. Now, hooks are important on all platforms. If you're running video ads on Facebook, if you're running video ads on YouTube, but hooks are especially important on YouTube because within the first 5 seconds of watching your video, if a prospect watching your ad isn't interested, they're just going to hit skip. So you have to grab their attention in that first 5 seconds with a really good hook. Now, hooks can be valuable on Facebook as well. You can use this training for any sort of video ads you produce anywhere. But this is especially tailored towards YouTube ads because hooks are really the foundation of good YouTube advertising. So let's jump over and check out the presentation. So how to write hooks that make you more money. So a good hook must do two things. It must grab the attention of your prospect, either visually showing them something interesting or with what you verbally say. And we're going to go into a lot of attention grabbing hooks that you can use, and I'm going to give you templates. Number two, it must call out to your prospect either directly or indirectly. They must know that the ad is for them. If the prospect doesn't know the ad is for them, they're going to skip it. Same thing if it doesn't grab their attention. So these two things prevent the prospect or whoever you're running the ads to from skipping your ad, assuming they're in the right demographic. They also serve a secondary purpose. If someone isn't in your demographic and you're calling out, let's say you're calling out to men and a woman is watching the ad, the woman's going to skip, which is what you want. You want the people who don't have interest in your product or service to skip. That way you're not charged for them. So calling out your prospect directly does two things. It keeps the people there that you want, and it gets the people that you don't want there to go away so you don't get charged for their views. So let's go into two examples of what a direct or indirect call out is in some video ad examples. And I chose two from the dating niche so we could see two kind of different examples here.
So you like a girl and want to go on a date with her. The only problem is when you go to text her, she takes forever to respond. Or worse. Okay,
so you like a girl and you want to go on a date with her. That's a direct call out to people who like a girl and want to go on a date with her. I mean, it's really simple. It really is that simple. No more complexity to it than that. The second one is an example of an indirect call out.
Online dating never worked for me. At first I thought, maybe I'm just too ugly. But then somehow, over the last year...
Okay, so the reason this is an indirect call out as opposed to a direct one is he's saying something that the prospect can relate to. Online dating doesn't work for me because I'm too ugly. He quoted his own internal thoughts, but he didn't say, do you think that online dating doesn't work for you? So it's a tad different, but those are the two variations that you're going to see across the board in all YouTube ads. There's really not anything beyond those two type of ways to call it the prospect. So let's look at a few different types of hooks. So in this training, what I'm going to give you here is more hooks than you will ever really need. I'm going to give you enough hooks here that you can go out after watching this and film some different hooks, film some different video ads, and get good results. These hooks here pretty much are the foundation of every ad I've ever written. And I pulled these from various different sources, various different high-performing ads, and they're condensed here for you. So definitely watch through this. So big results claim. This is a really basic type of hook. You're going to see this everywhere. You're going to see it a lot in the make money online niche, but also literally anything where you're claiming that you can get results for a prospect. With this type of hook, you make a big claim about the results that you have either personally gotten or the results that someone you have helped has gotten. So let's view an example of a big results claim.
This is Jatna. She paid off all her student debt by making YouTube videos. Here's how she did it. Hi, my name is...
Okay, so that's the big results claim. This is essentially a student, this is a student of this brand Jump Cut, and they're talking about the big result that she was able to achieve. You'll see a ton of influencers, a ton of gurus, they do the claim of like, do you want to see how I've made $50,000 in the last month with my Shopify store? That's an example of a big results claim where it's about me. Again, like this ad, you can also do it about the student. Okay, big results claim, direct call out. With this type of hook, this is a really basic type of hook. If you're kind of split between what hook should I include when I'm doing my first testing, direct call out is like bread and butter, vanilla, basic, but works really, really well. With this type of hook, you want to directly call out who your ideal prospect is, maybe a few traits of them. You can also call out what type of pain point they might be experiencing. So let's jump into this one.
Are you a consultant, coach, or service provider struggling to get clients?
Okay, that's it. Are you in XYZ experiencing XYZ pain point? This type of hook, again, is super basic, but very effective, works very well, works in a lot of different industries, even works B2C. Like, are you a homeowner and you've been searching around for homes, but you can't seem to find one that really suits the needs of you and your family? Something like that. It's really easy to make this type of hook, and it works really well because it does both of these two things that we talk about in this first slide. So, number 3, talking about a mistake you commonly see your prospects making. So talk about a common mistake that you see prospects in your industry making. This type of hook is very good if you're using ad copy that is centered around a new opportunity. So for example, stop making XYZ mistake and adopt this new opportunity to overcome XYZ pain points. So if your ad is centered around a new opportunity, and we'll talk about different ad types in the future in a different video, but if you're really centered around like a new opportunity, which is one of my favorite types of angles to run, especially in B2C, but if you're centered around a new opportunity, you can start your ad by saying like, hey, look, here's the mistakes you're currently making. Here's what you need to be doing instead. And here's the results that it can get you. Here's an example of a new opportunity. Or calling out their mistakes.
You know, the number one mistake I see entrepreneurs make is the fact that you're not using advertisements like this to get more customers. They're simple. Okay,
so he called out the number one mistake that he's seen advertisers making, and the rest of this is going to show you how to stop making that mistake and the benefits of not making that mistake anymore. Pretty simple. Old way of thinking versus new. This is a very good type of hook if you're doing a teaching style ad. If in your ad, you're actually going to be teaching them something, maybe you're doing a longer form style of ad, starting with this is the old way of thinking versus new is very good. So what this is, it's a really common hook you'll see. What you do here is talk about the way they are currently doing things and how it's old, outdated, and you want to associate it with their pain points. You want to say, hey, the reason you're experiencing these pain points is because you're thinking of this in an old way, or you're behaving in a way that isn't conducive towards growth or XYZ. Then you want to go into the new way that provides the benefits and the solution to their pain points. That's really this is like the body of the ad. This doesn't really happen in the hook. I think we have another Billie Jean ad here. You can tell Billie Jean really knows how to run YouTube ads because he does tons of different types of hooks. He experiments with various different types of hooks.
There's a gazillion different entrepreneurs, gurus that will say, oh my gosh, click this button and I'll make you so much money, blah, 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 blah. Well, shut the hell up. The reason why you haven't been able to make money is because you're focused on the wrong thing. Your entire existence has been about money. People don't make money because they want to. People make money because they solve problems. So for example,
so what he continues to do from this ad is he starts with, this is the old way of thinking. Your entire existence is based around money. And here's the new way of thinking that's going to be more conducive to you getting results, growing, and accelerating your business. This is, again, if you're doing a longer form teaching ad, this is a very good type of hook. Prop. So this has sort of limited application. It doesn't work in all niches. But in niches where it is viable, it's definitely something worth testing. So this type of hook is more visual than anything. You start the video with a weird object in frame and then transition to talk about how this simple object relates to a larger, more complex topic. It's basically another type of hook or transition that you can use into a teaching style ad. It's kind of dumbing down a larger concept to where some physical object embodies this larger concept. So this whatever you're showing on screen, whatever weird object you're showing on screen, is just a starting point for you to grab their attention and then introduce them to a larger concept. Where if you were just to straight up throw this larger concept at them, it might overwhelm them. When you start off with this like basic object, it can teach them a lot more. It's kind of how you teach kids. You start with like really basic stuff, really like visually appealing toys and things, and then they learn from there. It's a little bit condescending maybe, but it's effective. So Kevin David has a few ads like this. This is the object, some weird back toy.
Do you know what this is? Because believe it or not, this weird little blue tool actually sells thousands of units right here on Amazon for $19.99. You can buy them right here for $1.97 per unit. And with over 82% of households having an active Prime membership, can you guess what this little bad boy makes
So he uses the prop in order to teach you more about how much you can make using Amazon. And he actually deep dives into the numbers here, which is really interesting on an ad because you don't see that too often. Provocative hook. So with this type of hook, you want to say something abrasive that is going to catch your ideal prospect off guard. Swearing works here, but make sure you bleep it out, because YouTube, if you just swear on YouTube, you can get banned. So make sure if you do swear, you just bleep it out. This Sabri Subri has a really good ad here.
Most businesses are walking around trying to complete strangers.
Okay, so this is the only, you can tell how it's abrasive and how it catches you off guard and how it makes you want to watch the rest of it. Like, what does he mean businesses are trying to, complete strangers? This is one of the only ads on here that doesn't really call out his prospect that much. That being said, if you're interested in business at all, I imagine this offer, I think this is for a free plus shipping book or something like that, or an ebook. I imagine his offer is pretty broad, so it's probably pretty much anybody interested in the business world or the online business world in the very least. So his call out isn't as direct as a lot of the other ones we have here, but the beginning and the hook is provocative enough that it gets people to watch the rest of the ad. So it's definitely effective. He has 1.5 million views on this, so it's definitely worked out for him. Okay, tell them what they will learn in your ad. This is very common if you're doing a teaching style ad, or if you just end up showing them a bunch of testimonials. A lot of the times you'll see in these ads, people will promise to teach something, but then they just slam you with testimonials and a call to action, which works. Tell them what they're going to learn in your ad. If you're filming a teaching style ad, these work really well. You start the ad off by telling them exactly what they're going to get if they watch the rest of your ad. You tell them what value and what they're going to learn if they continue to stick through and watch the rest of your ad. Example here from Becker. That's not from Becker.
My name is Tyler Devereaux. I'm inviting you to attend my brand new
it's because we
2-hour
have an ad on an ad.
I'm about to show you what 90.
Your ads. I'll show you to get customers 52% cheaper from them if you just give me 15 seconds. It's actually really simple.
Okay, so I'll show you how to get customers 52% cheaper if you give me 15 seconds. This is one of Becker's most common hooks that he does. He used this a lot when he was back in the e-commerce space, basically telling them a big promise that you're going to deliver upon if they continue to watch your ad. It's a very good hook. Crazy statistic. So with this type of ad, you start off with a statistic that calls out to your ideal prospect and hits on some pain points that they might be having. More than 85% of online business owners have to close their virtual doors within their first 6 months. Then you can transition into how this relates to the prospect. If you've been struggling with your online business, you're not alone. Most entrepreneurs in their first year fail. I'm going to teach you the 3 reasons why and how you can overcome those to produce a business that, takes off for the rest of your life, something like that. Crazy statistic. It's a really attention grabbing thing. People love statistics. People love numbers. This type of ad works very well. I've used this in especially the info space. Ask a question. There are a lot of ways you can go with this one. Asking a question to your prospect that either brings out a pain point or points towards a goal that they want to achieve. Are you sick of droning away at your 9 to 5? Do you wish there was more to your life besides working, coming home, and watching Netflix? If this sounds like you, XYZ. Do you wish you had more financial security? That's another. This is one that points towards benefits. Then you can maybe hit them with crazy statistics after this. Do you wish you had more financial security? More than 80% of Americans don't have enough saved up for their retirement. That could that could even be the intro of like a retirement planning ad. So a lot of things you can do with ask a question. This is one of the most versatile. This plus direct call outs to your prospects. This one, direct call out. These two are like bread and butter. You can just like these are meat and potatoes of ads. If you don't want to use any of these more complex hooks, you can just use these two because they're very basic and they work very well. Final one is pain points. This one's really simple. Call out the pain points in your hook. It's that easy. Then for the rest of the ad, you transition into explaining how with XYZ solution, you can help them fix those pain points.
Have you noticed a drastic change between how you feel today and when you were younger? When you had an abundance of energy, slept well, built muscle easily, and had great stamina? As we age, our bodies no longer function optimally like when we were in our 20s.
So obviously when he's listing out these things that you had when you were younger, this is obviously an ad for older men for hormone replacement. When he's listing out these things, these are supposed to invoke a pain in the prospect because they no longer have these and they no longer have energy. They wake up feeling like crap. So when they see this, it kind of draws their attention to those pain points. Pain point ads, really basic, really easy to write, really easy to do, assuming you know anything about your prospects. And this guy has probably seen more screen time than like any other Fiverr actor on earth. I think even some of my students have used this guy in ads. But yeah, guys, so those are the hooks that you can use. I'm not joking when I say the hooks here cover like 90-95% of YouTube videos. It'll be very hard for you to go out and find a YouTube ad that doesn't fall into one of these hooks. If you're writing ads, I recommend starting off with 2 different hooks, 2 or maybe 3 different hooks if you really want to. I like to use hooks that are very different from each other to start, and then you can choose ones that are maybe a little bit more similar. But guys, these are the foundation of your ads. One of the biggest problems I see when people send ads to me, that they're asking like, hey, are these going to work? Are these going to perform? If I don't see a good hook at the beginning, I tell them immediately, like, just scrap the ad. You need to start from a good hook and write from there. Because if you don't have a good hook, your prospects aren't going to watch. You're going to pay way too much to get people to click, and it's just not going to work out for you. So guys, I hope that was valuable. If you want to ask me direct questions about YouTube ads, there is a link below to my private Facebook group. You can go in there, make a post, ask me a question directly. Every Wednesday we go live at 7 p.m. Eastern where I can answer your questions live. If you want to schedule a call with me directly to ask questions about how I can help you with YouTube ads, I actually have a YouTube ads coaching program where I help you one-on-one with growing and scaling your business with YouTube ads. There's a link for that below as well. If you want to watch more videos on my channel, they're over here. If you want to subscribe, I release like 4 or 5 videos a week about some of the most up-to-date YouTube ad strategies. So if that interests you, definitely subscribe below. That's it for today, guys. I hope this information was valuable. I hope you learned something. I wish I would have had a resource like this for hooks when I was first getting started. But yeah, guys, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Peace.